Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session created for a lady that was compulsively checking things that intuitively she knew that she'd already done the thing, like locking a door, but every now and then would second guess herself and want to recheck. And generally when you've got this compulsive checking, it's normally because there's a what if in a dialogue. So although they probably know that they have turned off the light or locked the door, that question of, well, what if I haven't, creates a feeling of anxiety and uncertainty, normally in the gut. And because that feeling goes away when they do check, then that's a reward mechanism that then creates an incentive the next time they're feeling that anxiety to do the same thing, which is what you need for a compulsion is a payoff. You need the carrot and the stick. You need the feeling of anxiety and the anxiety to go away when you do the checking behavior or whatever the compulsive behavior is. What you're going to hear in this particular hypnosis session is a way to create reassurance rather than anxiety and an internal strategy rather than the checking behavior. And that's to remember the thing that you did at the time that you did it. So therefore the need to check is no longer there. So there's a little bit going on in this hypnosis session. If you're listening to this because you have some form of compulsion, and maybe it's checking or maybe it's something else, and you're curious to find out whether or not hypnosis may be able to help, and you think I might be someone worth talking to, there will be a link in the show notes that you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, you might benefit from this hypnosis session. So find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in, just imagine breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry or stress or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. As you breathe in and breathe out, start to feel deeper and deeper relaxed. Notice where any clues or echoes of tension might be in your body, perhaps in your forehead, your jaw, your neck or your shoulders. And as you breathe in and breathe out, just give permission to those muscles, those tendons, those parts of your body to just release that tension. And as you release that tension, feel like any stress is melting away, feeling like you can breathe deeper in and deeper out, feeling a desire to yawn and a desire to just relax now. That's it. Now, I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine sitting on a sofa, and next to you is someone that makes you feel safe, which means this feeling of safety enables you to really feel relaxed now. You feel relaxed. Your posture is relaxed. Your breathing is nice and slow and effortless and free. And in this moment of feeling safe, I want you to get an idea that you are living in a fundamentally safe world. I want you to imagine if you had two choices: to live in a dangerous world where you had to do things to make you feel safe, or if you could live in a safe world where all you had to do was actively avoid being reckless and taking unnecessary risks. The world could be the same, but one world would be full of anxiety and stress and worries, and the other world would be full of relaxation and enjoyment. And in both worlds, you would be just as safe. Because in a world where you believe that you're surrounded by threats, quite often self-fulfilling prophecies take place, because you're projecting an expectation that harm will come your way. And there are people that live in the world that just assume that everyone around them is good people, even if that's not true. That they are living in a world free of germs, even if that's not true. That even if they get sick, their body will heal themselves quickly. And because they believe those things, they're able to enjoy more of what life has to offer. And I want you to think of those areas of your life where you check just enough to make yourself feel reassured that you're taking measures to reduce recklessness. Maybe that's locking a door at night. Maybe it's locking the car when you leave the car to go shopping or to a restaurant. I want you to get a sense that when you make an evaluation that you've done what you need to do, you can say to yourself, we're all good. And just by remembering what you did to make you feel reassured and all good, that's enough for you to feel reassured in the moment, but it's also enough for you to feel reassured if you were to second guess yourself. Because all you would need to do is to remember that thing that you did that made you feel all good. And you would then re-feel all good. As you breathe in and breathe out, I want you to get a sense that locking the door at night is more than sufficient as a precaution to ensure your safety and security. Any more than that is just unnecessary. That you can trust your own judgment, that you do whatever is sufficient and necessary to keep you safe, secure, and protected. I want you to reconnect with that part of you where you can trust your instincts and judgment, understanding that you have the capability to take new appropriate actions and make sound decisions if you encounter new information. But in the absence of that new information, what you've done in the past is more than sufficient. And I want you to think about how you lock your car. When you leave the car, you press the central locking on the key fob. You see the lights flash, you hear the beep, and you don't think about that car at all until you return to the car to unlock it and get back inside. But if you were to hear your car alarm going, a distinctive alarm that perhaps you've heard in the past when it accidentally went off, then that would be a good cue for you to walk towards the car and double check that it's safe and okay. But in the absence of that new information, there is no need whatsoever to check that car again. And if you lock your door at home at night, there is no need whatsoever to check it again. But if there was an alert on your phone from a motion detector camera, that might be sufficient reason to just double check at that point in time. But in the absence of new information, checking doesn't make you any safer. It just contributes to a belief system that you need the door to keep safe, therefore making you feel less safe simply by checking. You cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and tranquility, knowing that your home, your family, the things you value are secure and protected. That with the measures that you've already taken, that's more than sufficient for you to feel safe when you sleep at night. Or perhaps when you leave your home to go on vacation, you can have a sense of reassurance that your home is safe. I want you to let go of any past experiences that may have caused a seed of doubt or anxiety. You're a different person now to the person you were before. New perspectives, new ways of thinking about the world, and therefore, the past no longer needs to influence your present. From this point forwards, you are living in a safe world. And you're doing these things not because you worry about a threat, but simply because it's good practice to do certain things. You embrace a mindset of security, but also trust. You understand that your environment is safe, while at the same time taking all necessary precautions. And if your unconscious mind accepts that life is a balance, if you believe that there are unlimited threats, you would never do anything and live a life. But if you made the evaluation that there are no threats or dangers at all, you would live a reckless life. And if your unconscious mind accepts that there is a middle ground where you get to enjoy life, but also keep yourself and those that you love safe, let me know by nodding your head. This is now the dominant way of thinking, that doing something once is enough, and whenever you do something, you'll create a little movie in your mind, so if any doubts come up in the future, you'll just replay that movie, reassuring that protective part that you've done enough to keep you safe. And in doing so, there is no requirement, no need, no benefit to thinking about anything more than just once, if at all, as many of these things become automatic, just like putting on a seatbelt in the car or locking your car when you leave it. You put a seatbelt on your car not because you think you're going to crash. It's just a helpful thing to do in case something unexpected happens. And locking a door in your home will be no different from this point onwards to putting on a seatbelt. You're not expecting any dangers or threats. It's just a good, useful thing to do, just in case. I want you to imagine the future, seeing yourself feeling more relaxed, feeling safer, feeling more secure, but getting the balance right. Just enough to have an element of precaution, but not so much that you start to worry. And I want you to see that future version of you living a life with more joy, adventure, excitement, good moments, while also keeping yourself safe. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just return to the present, listening to my voice as you wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, fully integrating into this moment at this point in time. As very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling optimistic, feeling safe, protected, but also feeling that you decide how much is enough. Your intuition that is fueled by anxiety will now be replaced with an intuition fueled by reassurance, safety, and security. Starting to count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.